Okay.
As famed dungeon master Daddy Frey once said, as a lurking form burst from the shadows, "Baby, I need you to roll. What's your initiative? Believe me, you are faster than this troll. As you pull your weapons that they will glisten." Hey, and welcome to Homebrew, the show where we avoid the crushing dullness of everyday life using our two favorite forms of escapism: alcohol and Dungeons and Dragons. If this is your first time watching, then we're your D&D show. We mix kind of beer and Irish mythology with a homebrewed game. If it's not your first time watching, you will see a familiar face on screen, which is a very special guest joining us once again and answering a message I just got from her because she was asking, when am I going to jump in? Right now. Hey, Ash. How you doing? How are things?
Hello! I
things...
like that if you've seen the show, I'm the only familiar face. This is the implication there. If you've seen us before, there's only one person you'll recognize.
Yeah, you might recognize.
She was here 8 months ago.
Things have changed in 8 months, though. So, like, life has moved on. How's everything? It's just past noon in LA. How's life in the US of A?
You know, it's funny. I rewatched the episode this week just so I could remember what the fuck I was doing last time. And it started off with, like, you being like, how are things in America? And me being really like, what? You want to know for real? Oh, and that was like during the Black Lives Matters protests and like all of this. And I was like, it's awful. We have a new president.
So, congratulations.
Yeah, he seems a lot nicer. I think you should keep him.
But he keeps doing things like every day. It's like, oh, hey, I've passed some new laws that help shit. And we're just like, oh, that's cool.
Slow down. You have 4 years.
Yeah, my dad got vaccinated. Like, everything's cool.
You got vaccinated?
No, I did not, because I'm not older or or important at all to the economy.
Oh, don't mind me.
If they don't vaccinate us streamers, when's it gonna end?
My folks got vaccinated though, so.
Oh, cool.
That's nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Our folks haven't. A couple of politicians and a couple of our close contacts and a couple of friends and a couple of the people who are in the know. They've gotten vaccinated in Ireland, so that's we're rolling it in order of who you know, how well you know them. It seems
100% what it is.
Yeah, we've got a couple so far. Soon, maybe it'll be a few, and maybe many at some point.
Yeah. We also wanted to see if the vaccine would like go out of date or anything, so we've left a couple on the shelves just to go out of date.
Yeah,
we're doing okay.
Beside the milk, just to see which ages faster.
Yeah.
And keep your eggs on the shelf.
That's amazing.
We're drinking. It's a drinking show, so we start as we always do, going around the table to see what everyone's kind of first drink of the stream is. I will start so no one's caught off guard. I cracked into this. It's by 8 Degrees. It's a Belgian IPA, and it's called Fort of the Fianna. I swear, like, people are either watching this show or like leaving this Fort of the Fianna.
But
like,
no one's watching the show.
I swear, people must be watching and telling brewers to make us
invented the term Fianna, right? That's a homebrew term.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
That's a homebrew term. So that's what I'm drinking. If it comes up, it would actually be more funny if we had Fort of the Fianna on the show and it never came up in this episode. So at least we know it exists.
Is that not the location we're starting at? The Fort of the Fianna. Just like we open on.
Yeah, the Fort of the Fianna. We actually have episodes have started in the Fort of the Fianna or forts of one Fort of Fianna or headquarters and stuff, but not this time. I don't even know if myself and Keelan have chatted about whether there's like a Fianna headquarters in Sliabh Gem.
No,
there probably is.
I mean, wouldn't the teleport circle go there? No, probably not. No,
you went from the High Council, so different circle. Yeah. Anyway, Wes, what are you sipping on?
I have started with a Yeasty Boys Earl Grey, which I think I've had on the show before. It's one of my favorite beers. It's delicious. And then following that up, I have one in the fridge called Jailbreak, I think, which I'm saving because we've got that new mechanic where you can affect the world with your beers, along with Everything is Under Control.
Ooh, that could be useful.
I'm hoping to just basically get out a lot of shit. And then lastly, I have a Beavertown from the Deep, which I've never tried before, and it's a double IPA. So we always talk about having them lethal beers. Let's see how that goes. It's pretty calm, though. Very pretty.
That is very, very pretty.
That was my beers.
Ash, I don't expect you to be drinking alcohol because it's in the middle of the day. You're more than welcome to, but no pressure.
I'm gonna transition into it because it is the middle of the day, and I also do have a meeting with a studio immediately after this. But it's in bulk, y'all. So I'm starting with Red Bull and orange juice, so I can feel the morning. That it no longer is. I guess it's now 10 minutes into the afternoon, but whatever. Delay, whatever. But my next beverage is going to be coffee it's Irish coffee, as we call it in the States, with probably Wee Beastie, is the whiskey.
Okay.
Which is actually Scotch whiskey, but so it's a terrible Irish coffee.
Yeah, we just call it coffee here, so it's fine.
Nespresso started just doing pods of whiskey that you can put in your little perfect.
George Clooney selling very suggestible Nespresso machines.
Everyone thinks you're drinking coffee, but you just put in the little whiskey.
We actually just sneak coffee into our whiskey here. It's less of a faux pas.
Yeah, and I think it's a good segue into my meeting where I'm still just like, oh, so much coffee, I'm so busy.
Nice.
We hopefully won't run. We normally run for about two and a bit hours. But if you do need to dash, that sounds far more important than this. So just
no. It's in like 3.5 hours, so it's fine.
Okay.
Cool.
I left some time. I'm not gonna just like bugger off. Like that would be soups rude.
That's okay.
Although if I do, I'm gonna be real pretentious about it. You guys, I have to go meet in the studio, so bye.
This meeting has run over and it was booked on my calendar for only an hour, so I gotta bounce. You can keep chatting though. You can keep doing your show.
I'll allow it.
What's on? What's in your cup? What's in your glass, Lucy?
I have so many liquids around me. The alcoholic one is some McGargle's lager, which is just classic Lucy drink. Really, lager is just the bit that I wanted to know is just right centered up there.
It sounds like you're already drunk when you say that. McGargle's lager.
McGargle's lager. Frank's lager from Kildare. That's I don't know if gargling is going to be a useful thing to do, but if so, I'm going to pull this one out. And then I've just got I've got some more gin as well, and some squash. I've got some tea. I've got so many liquids, so I'm going to be probably keen for the break. But
well, do shout if you need to, or just dash. Or you're already surrounded by so much liquid, so if we just start hearing noises, we're assuming you're pouring one out and not drinking yourself.
A lady should always update you on how many liquids she's drinking at any one time. So yes.
And finally, Keelan, what are you drinking?
I am drinking, unsurprisingly, a sour. It's a Kinnegar Sour Lime Goes, which is delicious. Lime, basically that. Alcoholic lime. It's delicious.
Nice. That's part of the Kinnegar Brewer series, right?
So I'm not going to wreck myself.
What else do we do at the start of the show? We do announcements. Wes, you've got a couple of announcements this week.
Oh boy, do I have a couple of announcements for you, Benjamin. Here we go. Cool. Yeah, just not that many. Just wanted to say huge thanks to our pals Dakota Irish. We're helping it again. They, if for some reason you're not aware of who Dakota Irish are, they make, artisanal tabletop accessories, including dice towers, plushies now of the adorable Whiskey, who's this enormous Bernese Mountain Dog that owner Luke has. He's a wonderful little creature. Whiskey and also Luke, I guess. I would recommend looking at all their stuff. They've got incredible metal dice, wood dice. I think they're stocking now. Great stock. And basically, if you enter Homebrew 10 at checkout, you can get 10% off, which I would recommend because paying full price is for suckers. And also, while I have your absolutely undivided attention, you should subscribe and like or dislike if you're feeling mean. We don't care. We just need attention. Then go on to the rest of our videos on YouTube and then like or dislike all of those. Don't hit subscribe again. That'll unsubscribe you. It's a whole thing. And then tell your parents to watch the show. Tell everyone to watch the show. Share it on socials or whatever. We need attention or we die. please share the show. It really, really helps. We've seen that a lot of you have been. We've got some new faces, I think, which is great. Welcome to the show. Hope it makes sense. Yeah, just share us around like we're some cheap cans and a slab of beer, and it's a session in your mate's house.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can be the warm cans
We
in
can
a
be
bag.
the replacement that fills that void.
I do like the idea of getting folks to dislike the show and like be like trolls, but then you win them over. So it's like this whole long game, you know, and Vince's like,
Everyone
homebrew
loves an underdog
quest.
story, like, yeah.
Yeah. You've won me over. I was a terrible person and you saved me.
I've grown thanks to you.
Put some jocks in, you know. We just advertise this over every like sports subreddit and get like some hate watching, and then we'll
Win them over.
the world.
There's bound to be some nerd jocks in there. They're like, bro, I own dice. I want to learn how to play. They all sound like Keanu Reeves in fucking Bill and Ted. I don't know why. That's the jock voice I have in my head for some reason. I've never met a jock.
Oh, good.
Never.
No, I'm sure I have. They just hide it well.
We just keep Wes away from the bigger boys. He's a tender child.
Yeah.
Huge thank you to our tech team. Paul, thanks for running the stream, making sure we're on the internet, making sure people can see this nonsense. There's Paul, if you haven't seen him in a while. That's Paul. Look at his sweet... Well, you can't see his setup, but the other side of that screen, it's like so profesh. It's unbelievably profesh in the Paul cave. And you know what? I would normally do this at the breaks and stuff like that, but I'm guaranteed to forget it. So I'm going to do it multiple times. Ash, outside of this show, there's probably places that people can find you, and there's probably things that you do that people that watch the show would love. And
yeah, okay. So right now I'm still I do virtual events for Alamo Draft House. There's this platform called Gather where you're a little 8-bit character and you run around. So we do like movie premiere after parties and all kinds of fun things. And so we've got this thing called Alamo on Demand where you can like go to watch parties, and it's terribly fun. And I also do that for other people. D&D Beyond, not D&D Beyond, sorry, D&D in a Castle. D&D Beyond is just open right here. D&D in a Castle is an event that I produced that we didn't get to do for all of last year because I don't know if you guys, there's a thing, I don't know. Anyway, but we are officially a licensed Hasbro event, so we are the D&D vacation. So feel free to come and hang out with me.
So if you has bros who has dice, get to D&D in a Castle. It all comes circular.
That's where
we're gonna get beaten up after this.
Yeah, so we have to, because we're officially licensed, we do have to entirely rebrand and do redo our logo and website and everything. So as soon as that's done, you can buy tickets and then come hang out with myself and with Lucy, who will be taking photographs.
The videos from the first couple you guys did looked. I've never been so happy for someone and so filled with violent jealousy when I saw the footage of like going around in the castle and stuff. It looks incredible.
It doesn't hurt. You play D&D all day in a castle. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
For 3 days straight with like professional DMs, like really, really, really good people. It's just stupid amazing. And I'm there, so.
And also
yeah, I do logistics, but I'm there running around being like, what? What's wrong? What? Okay.
We'll put like a link to the D&D and Castle Discord and stuff like that in the description below. So if you're watching live, it probably won't be there because I'll do it at the break or something. But I'll get all those links from Ash and everything that we've just talked about. If you're watching on demand or if you're listening to the podcast in the future, there'll be links.
We'll be around. Yeah. Oh, and
the podcast.
Anywhere they get their podcasts, Wes. Anywhere.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Also, you can find me on the YouTubes if you look, just search my name. But Endymion's Gate, I really like. That's one of my favorite shows I did that I ran. That was really awesome. But also on February 12th on Outpost 13, which is a Twitch channel, I'll be playing in a dark fantasy brand new RPG that's coming out that my husband is writing on, and he's running the game, called Blackbirds, which is a game by Ryan Veneer, who's the head of creative at who does League of Legends? Those people.
Right.
So it's it's a dark fantasy RPG based on the same system that Zweihänder is, the Grim and Perilous system.
Ooh,
So we're
very
just
fun.
Yeah, so we're just going to be really in a lot of danger and die a lot is, I think, what's going to happen. But really cool people on that show as well as myself, Luis Carrazzo. I've forgotten everybody now that I started naming people. So that's cool. Abria Iyengar, Becca Scott, and fifth person, Mark Meir. That's it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I did not know this. I will be watching that.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Not for me, though. You'll be watching it for Mark. That's cool.
It's for Mark Meir and Becca Scott, and I guess you will be there too.
I will also.
Now I feel awful, of course, because
you could also play with them at D&D in a castle. Anyway, okay. Then
if it's past February 12th when you're watching this, we don't mind. Pause this. If you promise to come back, pause it. Just go to see that. I'd be like, they haven't started the show yet, and that sounds awesome. So we won't mind. No offense will be taken. If you're like, it's February 18th, that must have been on YouTube or somewhere, or on Twitch, or it should be somewhere, and you'll be able to find it. So, thanks. I will try to remind myself, because I'm awful at this, basically because I get drunker throughout the show, at coming back to you and going, what's that again? Alamo on Demand, gather, and then just doing those kind of shout outs throughout the show. Because no doubt, some of you smart Alex skipped ahead by 30 seconds. Are like, are they still talking? And you're waiting for the action. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, pull up a chair, as we dive into a world where anything is possible, but not always probable. Welcome back to the realm of Hibernia. And Iggy, if you wouldn't mind, could you kindly bring us up to speed?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes. Okay. So picture this. Wait, I have a map. Okay. So the gang, the Homebrew Massive, were in Driak, the Elven city, but then we left because the world is ending soon, in a month. Rua happens to be my mother, is trying to merge the worlds together and smash them together so that maybe people perish, but she survives. So we have this rough kind of month time period to, save the world. So we traveled up to Sliabh, this dwarven city up here. And so we're there now, and we're trying to find the Clockwork Tangerine is the company that has been building roads all over Hibernia, and we believe, I think we got confirmation that Rua is using those roads as a sort of map to smash the planes of existence together. So these roads are suspicious to us. I know this is thrilling stuff. Suspicious roads.
Thanks.
I know you're making fun of yourself, but you're kind of making fun of Ben's story.
The way I was phrasing that was like, we have to,
Local
boring,
government
right?
is really
I thought
exciting.
so too.
So we
learned anything from the prequels.
The Trade Federation is under attack.
Even more exciting, we got to this cool city and we have put some orders in for some more maps. It's pretty exciting. So, visual aids. I am excited about that. So anyway, Clockwork Tangerine, there's 3 siblings, Knots, Nuts, and Hibiscus, and they're all fighting. And so we met Hibiscus, and we're hoping to use her insider knowledge to help break into the Clockwork Tangerine to get some copies of these maps. We also met Arlington's dad and had a bit of a session with him, so we're quite hungover, but we rallied and we're at a rock concert, I think, right now. That's where
That is pretty much where we left off. I think the concert ended. There was screams for encores, and from what I remember, y'all went back to Tyke's place, his little kind of apartment that he's rented in the city, in sort of a high rise of a pillar that connects kind of a bottom floor and a top floor in this carved out hollow dwarven landscape. And then it's up to you, actually. Is there anything you guys want to do or talk about, or before you get a kind of a long night's rest, or we can cut straight to the morning?
As in, hang on, so as in having passed through the day after the session, or is this kind of the night of the session?
Yeah, so the day after, so mid-session, the day after the house party.
The whole episode.
Skipping forward a couple of days, bringing us closer to the end of the world.
So we were so hungover, we lost the full day. That's fair.
Yes. Well, you woke up hungover, you buzzed around the place, you met Hibiscus, you went to the rock concert. And I'm kind of thinking on your way home from the rock concert, before you rest, recover, get a long rest, is there anything like that evening you'd like to do? Otherwise, I'll just skip forward to the next morning.
Our plan is to just go and try and break into this house, right?
Oh, I thought you were asking Ben. Sorry. Yes.
Possibly.
You're right. Yeah, Wes, you can't see that I'm staring at you and the screen there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I could answer.
I saw it. It was really awkward that you weren't responding, Wes.
I was just staring past her.
Yeah, a random dwarf waves, thinking we're looking at him, and then looks behind and goes, oh, the big guy. Okay.
Nice. No, I just thought I said it out loud, but I didn't. I said it in my head, probably. That's classic mistake. But yeah, I'm just genuinely asking, what are we doing again? We're going to break in, I think.
I believe so. I'm sorry, my head is sort of a little fuzzy after last night still, but I believe that's the plan. We should probably go back and have a rest. I'm very tired. It was my first concert, and it's very loud. I normally listen to the violin or spoken word or a creek babbling. I think that lady on stage was swearing, though.
Well, you did excellent. Your bopping was very
You
believable.
saw the bopping. Oh, I was
You're
trying.
very large and in the way. It's all most of us could see was your bopping.
You
Yes.
see, when I did I pretended to throw something in the air, and then I caught it again. I'm calling it the oh no.
You didn't pretend to throw something in the air. You threw me into the air.
Well, I did get a little carried away, and you're so throwable, you adorable little halfling.
That was the best view I had of the gig all night. I've realized concerts not very halfling/puka friendly.
No, you had a very hard time seeing everything. Did anyone chat with anyone at the concert and glean any information that could be useful? I certainly couldn't hear a bloody thing.
I found out about a number of parties happening right now.
Anything pertinent to the potential break-in will be taken tomorrow, though, no?
No.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and we certainly didn't venture. Shall we return to Papa Tig and see? Maybe he's made us some dinner. He's a very good cook.
Is it not a bit too late? Well, maybe he has. And I might be very drunk. Is Hibiscus here with us? I can't see her.
If you left the concert, she didn't. I think you went in together, and then, if I remember correctly, you sort of, as concerts often go, crowds, you kind of lost her in the crowd. But if you wanted to keep her around,
I feel like she wouldn't have stuck around unless we kept buying her drinks.
I thought that was the plan. I thought she was going to stick around with us because she didn't really have any other friends, and we were going to use.
She didn't.
And we were going to.
Did we arrange
to the house with her?
I'm thinking, what are the chances that a lot of people were at that rock concert? I mean, a lot. That possibly lots of like the security guards and stuff for is it knots we're breaking into?
Yes.
Yeah, knots.
Twisted knots. Yeah.
Like, would it be good? Perhaps I know we do need to go back and rest because I'm hanging, but maybe we break into the house like this early in the morning, hoping that they're also all now hungover. And, it might be easier to break in. What do we think? Or nighttime tomorrow? What?
It's a good plan, except for that I'm currently hungover now, or will be hungover at the same time as the guards.
I would be in favor of the cover of darkness for the most part. I find, from what I've read in books and heard in stories, that breaking into houses and all that sort of thing is easier at nighttime, usually.
Is the cover of darkness, was that the name of the opening band?
Mm-hmm.
They were great.
They were a cover band of The Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, their music's really growing on you. Fun fact, actually. Wes and I played in a Darkness cover band when we were 14.
Yeah, a photo of that recently resurfaced, and it's as cringy as you think it'll be.
Yeah.
Why haven't you posted the photo?
Because I hate myself, but not that much.
Let us join in.
Maybe we'll tweet it. Maybe we'll tweet it.
Yeah. So if I understand correctly, you're making your way back to Tiggs, and then having a rest. Is that the?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
If we're to break in then later tonight or tomorrow night.
Oh God, actually, we definitely need to rest. I forgot we all have a point of exhaustion
Yeah.
from the
Yeah,
session.
we're and I'm pretty sure I ended up extra hungover or rolled badly on not being hungover.
That happened.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
So you make your way through the city, and that light rain still continues. There's kind of a mist through the air, and you can notice, like Iggy, especially as puddles start to form. You particularly are like, oh, puddles.
No.
So you try to avoid the, making eye contact with them. You make your way back to Tiggs. Tig is there, but he's asleep. It's quite late at night. There's a couple of sandwiches left out for you, but there's not a lot of food left in his place. He he wasn't expecting. And hot water bottles for everyone. From the three of you being sort of unexpected guests and the house party last night that you're beginning to run out of a bit of food. That's okay. You're in a city. So you find yourselves all falling into a restful night's sleep. You recover your point of exhaustion. That's all fine. Even the beers you kind of had at the rock concert, they were a bit watered down. They're event beers is what they were. So you're all fine in the morning. And that's where we are going to very quickly pause the game and step into us as people, because I need you to roll some hit dice because you leveled up. You all leveled up. So just very, very quickly, we'll do some quick hit dice rolling because you are all leveled high. Often it is the day after being very hungover and you wake up the next day and you're like, I'm actually feeling better than I was before. So it's that feeling. Starting with whoever has the dice. Just roll them all, and if you've rolled them, then we'll go. So Keelan, you look like you're rolling. What are you rolling?
I rolled. I think it's a D6 for a sorcerer. So I rolled a D6. I got a 4, and then plus my con modifier.
That's your con.
Yeah.
So I'll find out what that is. Probably not mad high. +2, so 6 more health. Great, which brings me up to 48, I think.
+2 is a respectable and sensible choice for your constitution for a wizard.
Yes, I think I just boosted it in the bats, didn't I?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Wes, what have you rolled? And at the same time, Keelan, I need you to roll a D4.
Oh yes, yeah. The old D4. God damn it.
I rolled a 5 +2 is 7 additional hit points.
Boom.
Putting me up to a surprisingly low, a 65.
Nice. And then Iggy, Lucy, what are you rolling?
I rolled my new. I got these Dakota Irish dice because I don't know if you posted it or not, but and I used our code, so I know it works. And they've got lovely little cogs in them. And I rolled it earlier, and I got 8 out of 8. But as Ben then told me, we roll on stream, so I just got a 3. I need to figure out
So split the difference. That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
I've already forgotten. Like, do I add Constitution to that? Do I?
Your con modifier, so the smaller
Con
one.
modifier.
That's 2. So 3 + 2, so +5. But I had an 8 earlier. I'll fix it anyway. But so
Yeah.
my total should be like 56, I think. No, 55.
Yeah.
We
I
never
only
really
have
paid
10
too
more
much
health than you. This is pathetic. I've rolled so badly on all of my health rolls.
But there's like also a good chance that I've been doing this wrong at other times as well. Like if this is,
I'm fine with you being the tank. That's grand.
I also don't know if I have your character sheets from for 9. I know I have Wes's and I have Keelan's. We're using D&D Beyond. Myself and Lucy are gonna have a friendship hang and translate all our character sheets over to D&D Beyond. Because I don't know, and also I trust you. It's not if you all did max dice, it's fine. D&D is about fun with friends, not about figures and numbers and rules. take that, you nerds. So anyway, you all wake up and Iggy, you look out and it's odd because you're seeing this sort of beam of light coming in through the window, and you're like, we're underground, but this feels like a delightful forest light. And as you kind of rub the sleep from your eyes and take off your little sleeping hat and tell them whenever you're sleeping,
climb out of the drawer you were sleeping in
and do a big old yawn, you see floating right in front of you what you think is Ted. You're like, oh, that's Ted. But it's like, you must still be sleeping. That's still sleep dust in your eyes.
Again? 10.
Piggy.
You're still dreaming?
I'm gonna poke you. Feel a poke at your nose, but it's like a slap, but it's such a small one. It's just a little boop.
Oh. How small is Ted again?
Pixie sized.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna probably instinctively bat, but not try.
Do not smush our old friend.
I think, yeah. Wait, Ted, this is real. Once again, is this a dream? Can we now touch in dreams? Because that would be cool.
This is real and very serious.
Okay.
Wake up! Just get up so we can talk.
Okay. Sorry, Fury, how are you? What's going on? Would you like to see? I've been I take out some drawings to show her like what we've been up to.
I've been watching you this whole time, so I know exactly what you've been up to. But no, hold on, that was rude. Yes, tell me how you've been.
Well, it's been okay. Honestly, we've had quite fun. We had great. Were you at the rock concert last night? It was great. Yes. That was good luck. What did you mention? Did you say you were furious?
No.
Oh,
should I be? Did I miss something? What did you do? What should I be mad about? I could act furious. Was that? I could do that. Is that a thing? Is that like a kink you're into, or? I mean, we could do that, I guess.
Lucy, the person is like, I could have sworn I heard you say furious. What did I hear instead? Serious?
I said this is serious.
Oh, that's so much better. I'd really rather not you be furious. No, everything's great. Yeah, we're working hard on the roads thing and maybe like fixing the world and it not ending. You're in favor.
Yeah. About that, you can't do that.
What's the world? Quite good. Look at it. And
but you can't do. They can do whatever they want, but you can't do that. So okay, here's the thing. I'll just you can summarize, but I'll just catch you up. Okay, so I've been hanging out with Rua, and I've been watching you and letting her know, cause I've got to keep her up to date on what you're doing. I'm like, I'm your fairy dead mother.
But you're my fairy dead mother. The one thing I know is she's not dead anymore. Okay.
Oh, Ted. Okay. My name is Ted. I'm your fairy dead mother.
This is
no more.
Perfect, because if you got woken up by Pixie, you'd be so confused.
Yeah, I'm the user error. I'm just getting confused. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, so I've been watching you and I've been letting Rua know what you've been up to, et cetera. But okay, so here's the thing. I may have exaggerated how well y'all are doing because you're just kind of hanging out. But I've been telling her, oh no, they're making progress, and and Rua's been like, but not Iggy, right? And I'm like, no, not Iggy, because you made a deal with her, not to do anything.
Did I do that though?
You did. You said it's a deal, and you did this.
Oh.
I'd like to point out, Ash literally watched the episode to prove this point, because I was like, I don't know if Iggy made this deal, and Ash was like, no, she did. She said it's a deal, and she did this.
Okay. What was I doing in that moment?
It was the best deal. It was the best deal, right? Okay, so she said, "Do you want all of your terrible power so you can defeat that demon that killed your stepmother?" And you were like, "What do I have to do?" And she was like, "Nothing." And you were like, "Okay, it's a deal."
Great deal.
Yeah, but the thing is, the nothing is specifically do nothing to stop Rua from merging the worlds. So you can hang out with them while they're doing it, but you can't. Also, technically, I've been sitting here to foil you, whatever. Soup's boring. I've decided instead you guys can help me on a quest. I want a new name. I'm kind of sick of Ted. So we have to find an awful person, and I'm gonna steal their identity.
Oh, I know an awful person, and maybe you could be called Nuts. They're a really terrible person. It's nothing to do with Rua. It's nothing to do with that at all. But maybe you could help. I mean, we could help you to destroy Knots, and then you could take his horrible name.
I kind of like the name Knots, as long as it's like, it sounds super original, you know? Like, I wouldn't want to be named Knots if there was like another person running around named Knots, because then it wouldn't be my name, it'd be somebody else's name. I want a name that's just mine. So it's just one person named Knots, yes?
Yes, there's a brother called Nuts. But that name is different enough, I think. And yeah, I think you're okay there. Knots.
Wait. So is it one person or another person also named?
No. Just one called Knots.
Right. Okay. And no one else has that name.
Well, actually, I mean, I feel like I shouldn't start agreeing to like deals and stuff without. I have no idea.
I'm gonna remind you that I've been watching you this whole time. That was a friend test, and you failed.
Who else is called Knots?
I don't think there's anyone you know called. There's Twisted Nuts, and then there's Hibiscus.
Yeah.
So there is one Nuts, there is one Nuts. Arguably very similar names, but
they're different.
Just talk so funny. I thought it was the same name. I thought it was Knots and Nuts.
I can hear you both explain the difference. I'm like, even I think they said the same there, and I've got it written down in front of me. I'm like, were they the same? Did I just write it down wrong?
There's going to be a little tear out of Iggy's eye because I really don't want to fail a friendship test, Ted. I just got you as my fairy Ted mother.
No, it turns out that was Ash failing a listening test is what happened.
Oh, don't worry. The only reason Nuts exists is because someone said Twisted Knots and we misheard Nuts. So it became two brothers instead of one person. So even in the formation of this character, it was someone misheard something and Twisted Nuts became a thing. So that became instantly canon and they became brothers.
Twisted Nuts is a way cooler name. You could call me Twisty.
Well, so to get the name, do you have to just like kill the person, or how does that work?
No, that's so cruel. They get to still live their miserable, stupid lives. They just don't know who they are, and they can't introduce themselves to anyone.
Oh, okay.
Well, isn't that neat?
Well, maybe I should get the others and tell them about this new plan to get you.
Okay, wait. Here's the thing. Just before we wake up the others, you've got terrible powers. You haven't used them yet, though, which is super boring. So I decided also just to come. You're supposed to like fall in, like discover them yourself. What? So boring. Just use your terrible powers.
When you say terrible, what exactly does that mean?
Your word. It's not my word.
Ted, you have with you a book. Which Rua gave you as kind of the first to kind of help Iggy discover her terrible powers. If they haven't automatically awakened, there was this tome that you have on you, which is teeny tiny because otherwise it's a giant book. But at that you do see that there is this little book upon in tiny writing, like written on rice. As you read it, Iggy, it goes. For my dearest Iggy, power is found. Within these pages, secrets resound. Agree to read, a deal come round. Much like this tome, ye shall be bound. Forfeit that deal and be astound. For powers granted can be impounded.
Please tell me it's written like that.
It is.
Hyphen ed. Yeah.
Impounded. Yeah. And what you have in your possession, Iggy, is the Tomb of Leadership and Influence, which is if you spend time reading it over 48 hours, you can get a +2 to your charisma. And also, it increases your charisma maximum by 2 too. So like 20 is no longer your limit of charisma if you read this book. But you get from what Ted's saying and from this, little inscription that if you read it, you are very much bound to that deal you made with Rua, and if you break that deal, that power will be taken away from you.
Okay, and the power is that charisma thing.
Yeah, it's a book about how to win friends and influence people. I guess it's like a magical tome about how to like cool chat up lines for bards. It's kind
How
of
the fuck, everybody?
it's neat little tricks about etiquette and charm and bardic stuff, which improves your charisma. The mere act of reading the words imbues you with more charm than you currently have.
Okay.
It is the first of 3 or 4 terrible powers you will get from Rua, provided now that we're kind of a little bit time into that deal. You'll get it every sort of period of time. I'm not going to tell you what that period of time is because you guys should be tracking how many days it's been since Rua said it's a month till the, speaking of, World's End. It's a month till the World's End.
And don't cast that beer.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops, it happened now.
We're done.
Wait,
Okay.
So
can
you
we
have-
cast beverages now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we decided in the new year we could cast drinks. So you could cast an OJ or a Red Bull. Or,
Oh yeah, you could cast a Red Bull.
I wouldn't cast an OJ. Oh, right, orange juice. Sorry. Okay, never mind. Thought it was going to be a murder.
I mean, he was casting a lot of things.
Alleged
He
murder.
was allegedly cast in a lot of.
I've seen the Netflix movie. I know what happened.
I was just
I
giving
think-
it a go there. Go.
He
What?
was in, was it like Naked Gun?
Yeah, that's literally all I know him from. I didn't watch football as a kid. I just know him as the big guy in Naked Gun.
I don't
Anyway,
think he played
wildly off.
football when you were alive.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Like,
that was a poor way of phrasing it. I don't know any football people from football.
When did he stop playing football? I thought it was. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I know Kaepernick from the Nike campaign. So it's hence my lack of jock knowledge.
Sports.
You guys say Nike.
Yeah,
What?
instead of Nike, we just
Yeah,
say Nike.
I'm confident I say it wrong as well.
You'll never guess how we pronounce Reebok. It's
well, I
Reebok.
mean,
Do you say Adidas like the Germans? Because that's the best way to say it.
Yeah.
As opposed
Yeah.
to Adidas.
Oh yeah, Adidas. That's such a weird
Yeah.
way of saying it.
That's what we call eggplants.
I feel like I can't
There's
defend it
a
because when you say do you say it like the Germans? I'm like, yeah, we say it like the Germans. It's definitely the German way of saying it.
That's a weird touchdown. Yeah, it's the Germans.
So
who make
efficient, yeah. You take the Adidas, yeah.
Well, didn't it start in Germany? Doesn't matter. Terrible powers.
I'm gonna take that tome, and I'll read the inscription. Mainly, I'm just gonna focus on that bit at the beginning. So this is she gave this for me. This is from,
It's for you.
and you said she asked about me, and you tell her about me.
Yeah, because you're her daughter. I don't. Why is it?
Well, just the abandonment for all of my life so far. So
You're really stuck on that. Like, she doesn't stop being your mother just because she's not in the room with you. Like,
oh, that's a lovely way of putting it. You're right. She was, yes. She was my mother while she was abandoning me. Nope.
I hate to bring it up, but you did also promise never to bring that up as part of your deal. Just as long
Yeah,
as you
that
drop
was-
the fact that she abandoned you.
Wait,
oh yeah, no, there's that. You have to stop talking about the negligence. I won't mention this to her, but I feel like okay, so I've recently been like learning things about I don't know, caring about things.
oh yes.
Yeah, like, so it seems to me like, even though you're not supposed to talk about the negligence because it like bothers her or whatever, like it's something that you haven't necessarily dealt with. So I'm gonna explain something. Okay, so Rua is an immortal, all-powerful being, right? She wasn't abandoning you. You weren't actually at all figured into her actions. So it wasn't like she was like, I'm going to leave this baby. She was just more like, I'm going to go do this over here. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't about you.
I do get that. And
I get that because your life, so this has been explained to me recently, because your life is so little, you care more about all the little things that happen in it, right? But her life is like this. Like, it's a lot bigger. And so you keep caring about these little things, so she's trying to make your life bigger so you stop caring about those little things. But your life won't get bigger until you stop caring about the little shit. Do you know what I mean?
Like the people? Is it like the
No, like resentment and like guilt and like everything that happened in the past that you can't change. Like, oh my gosh, you just gotta spend so much time caring about things you can't change. Like, what is that about?
I just think, when your mother is an all-powerful being, it's like, does she want me to be an all-powerful being? It's like the family business. It just kind of really hangs over you. And I just think, like, I'm not going to be able to fulfill it. I'm just disappointment. So it's just, it's a whole cycle. I write a lot about it in my...
I mean, you're a disappointment because she keeps being like, hey, do you want all these powers? And you're like, no, I've got to go think about it.
Yeah, about that. Can I not do the deal?
You can, and you won't get any of the powers, and you can't kill the demon, and your life is going to stay little.
Okay. Yeah.
But okay. I will also clue you in on some Fae logic.
Mm-hmm.
So you can follow the deal to the letter. Okay, your deal was that you would do nothing to stop Rua from merging the planes. So in all of your actions, you cannot do anything to stop Rua, but you could do things to help your friends or to save their lives, but you can't. What?
You're saying that I need to be less effective and efficient in.
No, that's not what I said at all.
I just wanted to hear. Because I was going to be like, honestly, I think I've got this. Okay.
Just fuck up a lot.
No, it's your motivation. You have to do nothing to stop Rua.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you have to just do nothing. Just do nothing to stop her. If you're doing things okay. So say someone says you can't, I don't know. I feel like it's really obvious, so I can't think of a metaphor. Just make sure when you're doing things, your motivation is not to stop Rua, it's something else.
Okay, and does she know what's in my heart and motivation? Because obviously I'm going to do the right thing here. Just wondering. Can you is what I'm asking.
What? I mean, you can't lie to her.
It's not like topping up the drinks cabinet with water when you've had a sup as a rebellious teenager. A part of the contract is magic beyond the two of you will know. But for example, getting the plans for the roads, that doesn't stop Rua.
I was thinking it could help. Yeah. I think I can frame it that way.
Learning about her plans doesn't stop her. But if one of your if your big hairy smelly friend says, Iggy, what can we do to stop Rua? You can't give him ideas. But if your big hairy friend says, Iggy, I'm doing this thing and my motivation is to stop Rua, and you're like, oh, I can't help stop Rua, and he goes, that's okay, you don't have to help stop her, but can you come with me as a friend? You can be like, yeah, I can go with you as a friend while you go help stop Rua. And if his life becomes in danger while you're with him, you can help him because you're helping him. And if he's like, hey, can you check that door for traps or whatever people do who are mortal? I don't know. You can do that if you're helping him because that's your motivation.
I think if anything, this actually kind of will take off any burden of helping, which is kind of good. So that's, I think that sounds great.
Also, this is why I have a private conversation with you, because you could tell your friends whatever you want. You can be like, oh, I'm bound. I can't get out of the deal. I don't have the ability to help you. And if they're like, hey, can you make the bed? You could be like, I feel like that'll help you in your mission to Rua.
Yes,
my hands are tied.
Yeah, with the hangover yesterday, Huck kept asking me to help him with something, and an out. That's what I have now, an out. Sweet out. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll think of going. Well, maybe I should go and tell the guys that I'm going to be so helpful now. I mean, unhelpful now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're all. I believe we described it as all sleeping in the one room, on the floor.
Yeah, the friend pile.
So they're there for the whole time.
Both of you roll perception, and we'll see if anything. Arlington and Huck. In the meantime, both Ted and Iggy, give yourselves a point of inspiration. What a fucking incredible thing! So you've got the DM inspiration. That was a joy. It was so good.
A 10 on perception.
You don't have to roll. It's just for the the two sleepy boys.
Sorry, yeah.
I got a 12 for Arlington's perception.
I did kind of think that time with Rua that I did accept the deal, but that the guys talked me out of it, and I think I just was like, oh, okay, and it's like, oh, Ben didn't say that happened, so maybe it didn't happen.
I don't think we could have stopped you, like
Yeah.
agreeing to whatever she offered.
I can also understand how you remembered it that way because I had to like rewatch it, and even during the thing, I was like chatting with Ben, like I don't know what's cool. I don't know if no, and then finally towards the end, as they were wrapping up the conversation, you just went straight back to it and went, "It's a deal."
That's pretty clear cut.
I said to Ash, I was like, I don't think there was like a spit and shake on it moment. And then Ash was like, well, there is a moment where he goes, "It's a deal." So I was like, well, that's pretty cut and dry.
Okay.
And then Rua reiterates, like, "You'll get terrible powers and do nothing to stop me." And you're like, "Yep." And everybody else is like, "No." And you're like, "Done it. Sorry."
Okay, good to know.
It's part of the joy of unreliable narrator and unreliable characters, because by that stage in any episode we're like, what? It's like you're arguing over nonsense because we're all just a little bit buzzed. We're like, nah. But yes, it's true.
Okay. So did the guys hear all of it, or do I have to tell them? Or?
Sorry, Huck, you were a 12, and Arlington, you were a
14.
14. Tig is still asleep. So he hasn't heard anything. The guys, no. I mean, you were both trying to be fairly secretive and speaking in kind of hushed tones. So 14 is still high enough. But you do kind of, you know, when you wake up and you're like, is that my alarm? Maybe it's not. But you both wake up into the conversation here. Decide what you might have overheard in a dream state. That's a fun way to say that there's no way to know what you heard, didn't you? And gives Iggy the kind of blank canvas.
I think Arlington heard someone referring to him as hairy, and he had a dream that he was being smothered by his own hair, and then it turns out he's just like fallen asleep with his forearm in his mouth, and he's choking on his own forearm.
Huck's bushy tail is just
yeah, that's much better. That's much better.
Like, wake up with a hairball, like
yeah.
Huck only heard terrible powers, and he had a dream where all of his powers were like really crap. You know, it's like, oh yeah. I shoot bananas.
Confetti ball.
I shoot bananas. That's a pretty good power.
You know, they're crap ineffectual bananas.
Well, I'm just gonna try and like nudge the guys. Guys, well, we've got it's Ted, guys. Look, it's Ted.
Ted.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Lovely to see you.
It's so good to see you.
She's here to say hello.
I'm slowly drawing my great axe. It's lovely to see you, Ted. Do you know if Rua is anywhere nearby? Is she
No. She sent me.
I slowly put my great axe back on my back.
That's a shame she couldn't make it out. Oh, she must be busy though with merging the planes and all that. But understandable.
Yeah, it's so boring. It's all she talks about. Right? It's like the only thing she talks about ever.
It must be so boring.
But it's so good to see you.
Will you be staying for a while? Will you be visiting long?
I don't. What? I guess it depends on your definition of long. It could be like,
Well, I think my life expectancy is about 45, so maybe let's reverse engineer that. An hour or 2 hours.
What?
Is an hour similar to a week, or is it?
Well, let's see. There's 10 hours in a day.
Bigger.
So that means.
Oh. Okay. How is a day bigger than a week, or
is there 20 hours in a day?
It's I might have to lie down again. I feel like I've overexerted
myself. How many weeks are in an hour?
At least 3, I should think. Tell you what, we'll enjoy you for the time we have you. How's that?
Okay. Ted flies over and puts her little hand on your shoulder and prestidigitates you clean, and then fills your fur with flowers again.
Great.
You like the lilacs, yes?
I don't hate lilacs. It's actually quite pleasant. Thank you, Ted. Shall we figure out a plan? I don't know if Ignatius has caught you up on what we plan to do, but
I've come to stop you.
Yeah, Ted.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to tell you that. I was supposed to befriend you and then like betray you or something. But like, I feel like, oh, like that's so like twisted fable. It's just.
Oh, it's played out, you know.
It's a classic Fae role.
Tale as old as time, am I right? You know.
We wouldn't have trusted you if you'd befriended us. Except for I would have trusted every
You
friend.
absolutely would have.
Yeah,
I don't see you not trust anyone.
I trust you now.
Well,
Okay, cool. Because I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, you're being very direct. I mean, if you're truly trying to stop us, I mean, I feel like telling us and
Hold on,
hanging
I
out.
my Google. Shut up.
What? I didn't catch that. What?
You see Ted phase out of existence and then just whoop, come back. There's face stuff going on.
Oh,
Do you guys want to be my intern?
Is it also a Fae intern?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Why not?
Where's your intern? He was not an intern anymore. Your ex-pirate intern.
Oh, yes.
He works for.
Rian is off finding
experience on
himself.
another boat.
He's on like an Erasmus year kind of thing.
Is he going to get off this boat and complain about it too?
Probably. Almost certainly, in fact.
Okay. I'm excited about that. I like giving him a hard time about being really, really complaining.
He does also love complaining about how much you give him a hard time about complaining.
Oh, that's so sweet.
No, we're such friends.
I love being thought of when I'm not in a room.
And worried about as well. You're often on our minds. I mean, well, Ted, if you came to stop us, I mean, where do we go from here? We certainly don't want to fight you. You'd probably melt our skin and boil us alive.
Oh, that sounds terrible. I wouldn't do any of that.
Well, you have
It's also just not very creative.
Well, you know, I'm a barbarian, so not a thinker.
He's not at all.
You know what? That's just a story people tell you about yourself, and you don't have to believe it.
I stand a little taller.
No. I'm supposed to come thwart you, but the thing is, I think you guys are pretty good at thwarting yourselves, so I figured I would just come and do my own quest and have you help me with it. And then, like, when you don't succeed, I'll just be like, yeah, Rua, I did so much to stop them.
So is Rua worried that we might succeed? That's why she sent you.
I don't know that worried is the word.
Okay.
Maybe, like, slightly annoyed, or maybe it's more like...
That makes sense. I have that effect.
Noticed for long enough to say something about it.
Well, let me put it this way: we're planning on breaking into a house today. Will you be?
Which sounds so fun.
So, do you want to come along, cause a little bit of mischief?
Yeah. So I'm looking for a new name, and Iggy told me there's a terrible person in there whose name I might be able to take.
Oh yes, he sounds like the worst. You could add.
It Twisted Nuts.
Yeah. I know you guys.
He is the worst, from what I've heard.
Think of
Well
how
then,
many cool
quid
nicknames I
pro
could
and quo.
have.
Everyone wins.
You call me T-Nuts.
Well, probably won't.
I know. I like T-Nuts. That's great. I mean, speaking of dinosaur-like things, where's your old pal that I knighted? Blueberry?
Oh, Blueberry? Oh, okay, so Blueberry, like, really wanted to go to the Primordial